Oh, it's very grey.
Where am I?
The grey
You're
zone.
awake.
This is where I come from
That
originally,
sword.
as you can tell from my attire.
Akujiki. Then you must be the leader of the Oboro. My name is Kagari Ubasuna. I am the heir to the Ubasuna family. It was my duty to keep Hiroko's spirit sealed within the temple walls. But
Where is Hiroko?
he's trying to rebuild Yatsurao, who was defeated by the Oboro long ago.
Yatsurao.
It is a weapon powered by the spirits of people killed in the earthquakes that have stricken Tokyo since times of old. And to reactivate Yatsurao, I was to be sacrificed.
Oh no, we can control the water. What was the struggle here? What is the struggle here? What was that? Okay. Oh boy. Oh, you lads are back. Oh, but you're slightly different. That means you probably take more than one hit now. Now that you're grey instead of brown. You got a metallic layer on them. I hear something, but I don't see anything. Ah, Wall Woman, we meet again. You see, you're as effective as always. It seems the mistake you make with Wall Woman is that you just don't engage with them. What you got wings for? Dick. This is how it's going to go now. We trade hot death for cold, wet death. And we still don't have this thing now where enemies is going to float over it and I can't do shit about it. Where do you go? Oh, he only exists here. This is his nook. He may only dwell here. This is his assigned nook. He may not venture into the land of Cranny. No, but you see, it's different from the lava because sometimes it goes up and sometimes it goes down. I hope this isn't where I came from. That would be most unfortunate. Oh my god. Remember everything I said about the air combat? Yeah, all it's still here. But what I'm on test about ninjutsu is I need, I guess, a ranged attack like that, yes. Timing's going to be a factor. Hit them, for fuck's sake, Roger! Oh yeah, Wall Woman, I keep forgetting. Me, you dipshit. But who is the real dipshit? Here's the thing, we could test the thing that I want to test now. But after what just happened, fucking straight. Wall woman! You piece of shit! Need to get her for the flood! Or we just stick in the wall, I suppose that works too. I need to see. No, that's the environment, that's the background, that's not. I need to get a projectile. This is going to require. So that's why Wall Woman is effective. She too has the paralyzing kunai. How do we test this? Okay, so we're at the start of the level, we can test here. Right, I need to do this. You're too late. It's fine. I need to see if I can take damage. First of all, coming out of the so it's ninjutsu. It's the thing. Is there a name for the specific spell? Okay, no. I was able to. Two things I want to check. This thing is just. You can move. I just stood there like a plank, thinking, says, well, how do we wait for the effect to go away? It says, no, we are free to move at any time. So, I did not need to get nibbled in the arse by a dog. But nice if that kept the timer going. But it didn't. And I also died. But anyway, the game that I was mentioning is in. Oh, I'm wondering this. Has been played through South of Midnight. Came out recently. For God's sake, Roger, hit the fucking thing. Hit the skyfish. Now I'm just pressing every button like a fucking tool. So South of Midnight, if you're not familiar, is an action platformer. Not too. People always bring up and says, "Oh, it's like a PlayStation 2 game." And in a way, it is. Eat shit. Has that third-person platformer kind of feel in a weird way. Game, generally speaking, really like. Quite a lot. Fantastic art style. Well, yeah, okay. Fantastic art style. Animation style leaves something to be desired. Ah, see, the stops before. So I guess we'll talk about that just because now it's stuck in my head. So the animation style, what they wanted to go for was stop motion. The problem is, they didn't commit to it. When you boot the game up, you get an introduction cutscene with the studios and all. In that, everybody animates as you would expect with stop motion. The slight weird stiffness, the slightly unsettling look to everything. Ooh. But then when you start the game, it's not that at all. What it is, unfortunately, because I'm going to assume this is, well, trying to make stop motion animation for combat maybe had problems. I wanted to jump up, he would not jump. I was pressing circle. No sword slice was not, oh, maybe I can hit him, maybe I'll nick his cloth wing. It says, no, it's me pressing circle and then square. Problem is when you get into the game proper. Hazel's animations, as the protagonist, all look like, I suppose also to end every in-game animation. The cutscenes kind of fare a little bit better. But every in-game animation very much looks like, here's some mocap animation that we've cut the frame rate on. And it's like, a reduced frame rate is not a stop motion make. There's a style to the way things move. And so the whole... Shit! And so it just doesn't work, and over time you pretty much learn to ignore it. You forget the part where there's a reduced frame rate because the animation just looks like regular animation. But anyway, other than that, a fantastic game to look at. Uh-oh. I said uh-oh. I think we reached the part in the game where the kunai are starting to become mandatory. Whereas before I was unintentionally ignoring them. But anyway, generally great to look at. Some lovely environmental art. Music, very, very good. Just gonna do that second. I've had a couple of the songs stuck in my head, and I mean the songs, not just the music. Oh! Narratively, I think the game's actually pretty strong. Shit. I don't know what happened there, I just kind of got stuck. Narratively, it all goes very well. I think it ends actually pretty... It ends pretty well, which I was not expecting. I wasn't expecting to end poorly, but like I didn't know how I was going to stick the landing, but I did it. Because the way the game wraps up when it comes to the final protagonist, it's just... Are we going to do a big boss fight for this? This doesn't seem like it would... And then... it wrapped up in its own way. And it's just, alright, this will do. The only problem I have with the narrative of that game is that at one point, it's... We kind of leapt ahead. It's that thing, if you played God of War, the reboot, there's a part where suddenly Atreus just says, I'm going to be a little shit now. I'm not going to listen to you. Has a wee huff. A wee huff that comes out of nowhere. And this gets resolved not too long after, making the whole thing spontaneous and nothing. Like a very unfulfilling plot point. It says, well, we need this to happen for this, and because it's a beat we need, so therefore it's going to happen. Doesn't matter if you get blindsided by it. Doesn't matter either. It's resolved shortly thereafter. This has a little bit of that, where I get what they were going for, but when one thing happens in the story and suddenly it's just, it's like, what? Why? It's just... It's just very contrived feeling. But the main thing we're talking about here, because that's why it came up here, the combat. He's getting stuck in a weird way. Take it. What is sticking you to the wall, you plank? Wait. Sometimes he just will not jump. So the combat is a relatively straightforward affair. You have one attack. You have Actually, let's talk about the platform first. This is another thing that it was kind of it could have been better. You have jump, you have double jump, you have a dash, you have a wall run. Do you see why I was likely? You see why I was thinking about that game playing this? You also can use that dash in there. The only movement ability missing from this game that's in South of Midnight is a grapple. I don't know, it's been a while since we got one of these. So you have these movement abilities, but they never really get used in the way you would like. Like there's platforming, and sometimes you go jump, swoop, and it kind of you can swoop into a wall run, and it can feel nice. And so why didn't you do more with this? Because you get these sequences after. Okay, so the game's set up pretty much. A lot of times, listen, one of the central ways the game works. I'm just gonna run by you. Involves it says, oh, you need to go around this semi-openish area, go to these different arena fights, and then you'll be whisked away to a magical world of weird disconnected architecture, buildings and shit, floating all over the place, and you must go to the abstract path whilst being chased by a mysterious fog. And it's set up and supposed to be like it says, oh shit, run, Hazel, run. Very convenient that you have to run away from this thing when you are an expert runner, as we established in the plot at the beginning. But the problem is the platforming sequence has no energy to it. It's you wouldn't think we're being chased by some mysterious force that may or may not immediately kill us. Is the problem. Just you run forward and say, oh, I'll do a jump now. I'll do a jump into an air dash. Do a grapple, do a wall run. There's no energy to any of it. It's... Oh god. It's kinda... Actually, I think it's not like the air dash itself. The air dash, very slow. It's very smooth. It's a whoosh. It's a wind. Shit. Shit. Screw it. Screw it. Screw it. Screw it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh. Okay, the problem with them falling in the water, you're getting off before them. Go it, faggot. Not worth the risk. I am fed up roaming these wet walls. Faggot. It's just very fun play, this game. Oh, please be a boss fight. Oh, thank God. Is this just going to be the rest of the game? Me chasing your dumb ass around. Those are really up his arse.
I've wanted to fight you for quite some time. I must thank Hiroko-sama for this.
Sorry, getting distracted by your metallic nips.
My shuriken will rip you apart.
Okay, could you get your ads in? I kind of need to feed the sword a little bit here.
Feel my power.
I see.
You cannot defeat me. You cannot defeat me. You cannot defeat me. Feel my power.
Oh, that one was dead.
You cannot defeat me. You're still nowhere nearly as strong as your brother. You cannot defeat me.
Where'd he go?
Feel my power. You cannot defeat me.
Oh, this game's central design is really getting on my tits.
You cannot defeat me. You cannot defeat me.
It's the problem with this old game's boss face is ignore the boss until you build meter, and then desperately try to find the boss.
Let's see if you can withstand this. Feel my power.
Oh, fucking hell, game.
You cannot defeat me.
And also, we'll have the boss stood there as if he doesn't give a shit. Wide open.
You cannot defeat me. Where'd you go?
And we'll just say, says, no, that, he's not getting hit bigger than that. That's a block.
Let's see if you can withstand this.
His nonchalantness is so strong that he doesn't even recognize the sword hit.
Feel my power.
Was potential my health. I should have used my ninjutsu. I was so busy trying to do the fight correctly that I thought, you know what? I should just cheese it.
Let's see who is the strongest.
Ah, fucking hell.
Feel my power. You cannot defeat me. 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 Yes, I should stop holding back.
Oh, that's why he's not taking hits.
Feel my power. You cannot defeat me. You're strong. Must run in the family. I'm glad we fought. It was fun.
Please, can the next level not just be another and the floor is bad? I would appreciate another level with no bad floor. I would appreciate not having to play this game. Thing that says, I wish this wall running was better.
Are you alright?
That Shinobi.
A former comrade. He was killed and his corpse was being used to fight me.
If Yatsurao is rebuilt, Hiroko will control the world. You must stop him. Please. Kill me. I beg of you.
Only if there are 3 others so that I may do a sick pose afterward.
I am here to kill Hiroko Ubusuna, not you.
Oh, for God's sake.
So you are the new wielder of Akujiki. Let's see how well you can fight, and please don't disappoint me.
Is it actually just a boss fight? We're just going to dispense with a level? Apparently so.
The Akujiki have chosen you.
Now here's the thing. There seems to be some... There actually seem to be weak points in the bosses. That's what I think is just the big...
Can you dodge this?
What the fuck? What the fuck? Snakes! Come here, come here! He's still a really little shit. Oh, that's the kill. Wait.
My, how the mighty Oboro have fallen. I shall cut you open and drink of your blood.
He's gonna whisk himself away, go to the center because he's not going to be in the center.
Not too shabby.
Okay. You want to hover? I don't know. I should probably wait. So he actually makes the bloody snakes. Technically speaking, it is easy to dodge things nowhere near me. I don't know, actually. Again, I don't... Is that a weak point? Was the sword just at a high enough level?
Hotsuma, I know where Hiroko is. Hiroko has some sort of connection with the Nakatomi conglomerate.
What?
He is trying to rebuild Yatsurao at the Nakatomi factory.
Oh, I so hope this game ends at a plaza. The 6E, I guess. At the very least, it's a factory. Which means the floor won't be evil. Maybe. Well, we have a new series of hallways to repetitively jump and run through. Anyway, what was oh wait. The level got so much and then boss fights happened. Second wall woman. So those chase sequences that basically becomes just nonchalant affairs. The air dodge, or just dodge in general, being this gentle breeze, which blows very nice, but doesn't have any kind of immediacy. That is pretty much indicative of the game itself when it comes to, in part, the combat, but also especially affecting boss fights. But the thing about the combat system, that's part of the reason I want to talk about, is just it's a combat system that feels like it came from people that looked at combat but don't necessarily maybe played it but don't necessarily know how to combat. That's not to say that the game is like incredibly basic or dumb in any kind of way. There's certain aspects of it that's alright, you're missing some stuff here. Because there's some, not necessarily fundamentals, but it's not good. It's not necessarily fundamentals, but there's certain rough spots where it says, okay, this is annoying in a way that this game should not be. Part of the problem is the fact that, so you have those abilities, like the grapple, is used in combat, is used both as a pull and a push. You have a total of 5 abilities. All have their uses. The problem is, they're all on cooldowns. It is a cooldown action game, and that is terrible because it completely kills the flow of a fight. Especially when it starts to feel like they are to some degree mandatory to have the combat encounter go well. They try to do a thing which is, alright, it's all cooldowns, but we'll try to offset the cooldowns by doing effectively an execution, whereas just you take down the enemy's health, you then go into the stun state that you can go for and do a prompt and do a quick BAM, and that will reduce the cooldowns. But it never feels good. Cooldown combat doesn't really work. And in the case of some boss fights, or there's one in particular actually, where the central gimmick was you need to throw this object at the boss 3 times. It was a case of, alright, I need to do this. I picked up one, threw it, okay, now wait for the ability to cool down so that I might do it again. And it takes so long. I'll tell him in the face. The face. Yeah, the face. Oh dear. The parts where the game is a problem. Okay, so let's see if I can recall all my criticisms of the game's combat system. Let's try to do this. Oh. I thought that was a new enemy, but it's just slightly sideways. Actually, oh god, trying to remember it now. Okay, try. Is this quite go through it? See, alright, okay, yes. So combat system, like this game, you want to rely on dodges because the game has no block button. So if an enemy is attacking, obviously you have to dodge. If you want to dodge, well, you want the tell of the enemy to be good. Enemy tells not fantastic. Unfortunately, the enemy most afflicted by bad tells is the most common enemy you'll fight. And so basically what happens is you stand in front, going whap 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 whap, and then suddenly you just get smacked out of nowhere. And it's due to a mixture of the animation not being readable enough, but also effects getting in the way. This is not helped either the fact that you don't really interrupt enemies with attacks. You might think just, oh well, if you get maybe land a certain number of hits, then you get a slight stagger which interrupts. No, they'll just do the move that they want to do. Sometimes you get a stagger, I'm not entirely sure what dictates it. Uh-oh. I can just go, I can just go. Oh boy. Alright lads, get this group together. Oh, see, it doesn't matter that my strike absolutely collided with his face. He was holding his club above his chest. That just negates everything. Okay, so we have enemy tells, which are a problem. Second problem, whenever you get hit, you get knocked in the arse. When you get knocked, after you get knocked in the arse and you get up, there's a moment where Hazel will be in her "I am ready to move" stance. However, she is not ready to move. She can't move. She can't do anything, in fact. She's just stood there like a plank. So you have this moment after your get-up animation where you cannot do anything, and the best part is, you can be hit during that freeze. This isn't a case of, all the get-up animation is still technically going. Nope. You are open for damage, and can't do a bloody thing about it. And now you take that, the kind of unreactivity, and then you combine it with another element of the game that says you didn't think this through. Enemies don't have any kind of intelligent attack timing. By that I mean, they do not work with each other to make a good gameplay experience. There is no universal, okay, an enemy is attacked, so therefore, lads, hold off a second. So what ends up happening, happened to me numerous times playing the game. Granted, I was playing on hard because I wanted to... The thing of hard can be a very good way to see the flaws of a combat system. So what would happen, I would get knocked in the arse, or just an attack will occur. And if I responded appropriately, and I dodged, I would immediately get hit by another attack before I could do anything about it. I did not have the ability to dodge again. This was to happen if I get knocked in my arse, I would get up in the state another enemy was coming and wallop me immediately. Repeatedly in that game, it was attack, 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 in a game with only a dodge and no ability to block. It's a game about group management, but with your group management tools, abilities, with cooldowns. It just becomes on hard an incredibly frustrating experience out of nowhere. Whereas just you're getting hit, so it says, I would like to not get hit because there's nothing I can do about this. There's also this another little thing, which again is a case of, you didn't think this through, did you? You didn't think what would be the satisfying way to play this, you just did this and I don't know why. So, you have, like I mentioned, the grapple. This is in combat, push-pull. The pull has an upgrade. Then whenever you bring them in, you have an immediate follow-up attack, which puts them in a weakened state. It's a temporary state where it's just to go in and they'll take whatever times more damage. Very brief. So you pull them in, you hit them, and you have things as well. If it doesn't kill them, I'm just going to continue wheeling on them in their weakened state. You can do that, but only after you give chase, because the attack also knocks the enemy away. And so it's bring them in, land your follow-up, and then dash after them so you can actually, make good on the whole weakened state thing. And the game has a lot of those, where it's just, you had the right idea. However, you slightly bungled it at the end. Oh god. Ball woman, I don't care where you are. I'm just going. Oh god. This game does not control well enough. And then you come to the boss fights, when it's just, you take that combat system, you take that thing of, you have the idea but not the execution, and oh boy, the bosses. This isn't, oh boy, the bosses, oh they're so hard, or they're hard because the game doesn't function correctly, or anything like that. It's no, oh the bosses, because my god, lethargic. Boss fights! Oh, the big boss fights, they typically have multiple phases. And what's the typical number of phases? 3. Oh, we'll do 3 phases. Great, how are we going to do this? Well, we're going to have a ton of protracted phases, and then when we transition to the second one, it'll be exactly the same. Oh wait, should we not mix it up a little bit for some reason at least? Ah, yeah, sure. We'll add one new move. It functions exactly the same as the other moves, so you're doing absolutely nothing different, but the visual is very slightly different. That's the boss fights. Nay all of them. If not, I'm going to say nay because I can't remember. I just remember it being a reoccurring factor. But it is just that. It is just, hey, jump over this. Hey, jump over this. Bring them in, do an attack, repeat. And it's going to look and behave exactly the same. The bottle fight that I was talking about earlier. You have to do that twice. 2 rounds of 3 before you can move on to the next stage of the fight. So it's wait for bottles. Start evading shit. Bottles appear. Whoop bottle. Wait for cooldown. Find next bottle. Whoop bottle. Wait for cooldown. Get next bottle. Wait for full bottle. Ah! You hit me with 3 bottles. I will now collapse conveniently in front of you. Go over at weak point. until you no longer can, because, oh no, the boss is going to get up now. The boss is recovering from his concussion. And then it goes, rah! And then you go and do it again. And then you hit a bunch, and then it goes, ah no, it's twice in a row, this is real bad. My head feels very cloudy, I think you need think good. Wallop everywhere, wallop the ground, you fall! And you fall into a platforming sequence where you need to run and jump your way back to the boss fight. And you do so, and you just appear right down in front of her, and then you do that again. 6 bottles heading her way once more. And she feels around after the 6 bottles and the snacks in between. And then you fall into another platform sequence which has no energy or anything behind it. And then you come back, and then you do it again. Another 6 bottles. It's real bad. Not bad in the broken, not bad in anything. Just why are we doing this? Why are we throwing bottles 6 times? It wasn't fun or captivating the 2nd time. And again, all this played out in an incredibly sluggish way. It also played out in a kind of weirdly disjointed way. Like there's one boss in particular where the transitions between phases are egregious. It's get rid of the health bar, get the very quick scene where you need to go wah, wah, and so on. But then you get a cutscene, effectively. I thought, oh, we're moving to something else. No, we're still in the same location. But we get this jarring. It's like you reloaded a checkpoint. That kind of looked at. We do a slight fade, but we're just in the exact same starting spot, yourself and the boss. So it really just looks like you restarted a checkpoint. Oh god. Oh, the camera in this game really sucks ass. And air combat really sucks ass. In fact, the aspects of this game that it's really doubling down on really suck ass. Oh god. Anyway, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wrap this ramble on about South of Midnight right now because we're going to an editing. We're going to speed this up. This is to say, in spite of all those problems, in spite of my misgivings about cooldowns, in spite of my criticisms of boss fights, and of the small but crucial aspects of the combat system, I still think South of Midnight is a very good game. Just maybe don't play it on hard. It's an incredibly endearing game that I thoroughly enjoyed throughout its... I think I spent about 11 hours with it. Legitimately feel like I might play it again. Not right now. But there's a bit of me that wants to just see it through again. Which is always a good sign for a game. Anyway. Time to speed shit up. God, their combat sucks ass. Maybe thinking and talking about Seven Midnight was the only thing that's keeping me going, because now apparently I can't even get past this. Hey, something new, I think. It all blends together more so than the other bloody levels. Well, lads, our game really sucks in verticals. No! What if we did a whole level of that? Oh! Now you're talking. Big prick. What the fuck was that? What happened? I felt like I was holding forward and I should have made that, yet he somehow stopped short. Did the elevator come down top of me and create an invisible barrier? Was the collision in the elevator greater than the elevator? What happened? Oh boy, this game's really getting on my tits. My patience with this game has gone down the shitter something fierce. There. It was it's every fucking time that Roger leaves his feet. It seems it's just the game is just setting itself up to be shit upon. You go up, he waves his sword up and down. He doesn't know range. He doesn't understand how to get close. It's just as he humps there whilst doing so. He then misses, and then the camera says, I want to look at this thing's arse. It's like, good for you. I want to see Rogers with some context where I am on this fun platform where I could fall to an immediate death. Nah, arse. And then you try to get away. But the game, it be so stiff. The jump feel awkward. And it all comes together. And just out the game's arsehole. Here's the contrast to Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden. I got angry at that game. Pretty much. Like, I played through Act 6. I spent so long in 6-2. I spent an hour. I was not angry at the game. I was seeing all the shit with the spawning. I was annoyed. I was thinking, this doesn't work at all. This feels like the game is broken. And they just said, sure, ship it. The difference between Ninja Gaiden and this is that Ninja Gaiden, at its core, to play, was good. At its core, Ninja Gaiden was smooth, was responsive, felt nice to the touch. This game, not in the slightest. Comparatively, I should say, it doesn't feel awful, but it feels overly stiff. It feels inaccurate. And so, because of that, my dying over and over here, I am more angry at the game than I was at Ninja Gaiden and 6 and all this bullshit. Again, the only reason why in Ninja Gaiden I use save states is because the whole end of that game is a middle finger structurally. Where if I just had to do 6-3 again, I probably would have went longer at it before using save states because of the bosses. Because those are their own degree of bullshit. But if the bosses weren't that bullshit, but I was still dying to them, I would have kept going through 6-3. It wouldn't have bothered me, because the game feel good. I am reaching my end of my teller here with this game. Why I just want to drop it and move on. I'm going to give it a couple more genuine attempts, and then I think I may end up using a state or two. Because I want to see this game through just out of curiosity more than anything else. It isn't because, oh, the gameplay is so enthralling. Oh, the platformer, my god, the exhilaration. The game is just the same fucking thing over and over. The gameplay is incredibly simplistic. The level design also, visually, also incredibly dull on account of, you know, the game just being the same tile set used over and over. The same set, the same little bits and pieces utilized over and over. Maybe a smidge of variance. Sometimes a smidge of a smidge. A smit here, an edge there. Curiosity is what keeps me here. Curiosity and the fact that this game is not very long. Here we fucking go again. course it's at the fucking end.
I cannot allow you to pass. Master, please turn back. I cannot let you interfere. You have left me no choice but to kill you. It is too slow.
Oh, this is going to be infuriating.
Is that the extent of your abilities,
Oh.
Master?
That's the Nimpo. Well, that's the ninjutsu.
You have left me no choice but to kill you.
What's the approach here? If I want to use the walls, and also like a camera that worked, that'd be great.
Is that the extent of your abilities, Master?
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that his abilities doesn't include the ability to block. If anything, that would go a long way.
You have left me no choice but to kill you. It is too slow. Is that the extent of your abilities, Master?
This fight sucks. We have the I'm not going to get hit now. We have the I'm going to go away, but I'm going to snap around and hit you. We have get a hitting, but I'm going to snap around and hit you. We have a shit camera. We have so many attempts ahead of us.
You choose not to listen to me. Very well.
Right, here's my hope. Well, my hope was more born out of the part where we're in water, and I was hoping that, you know, it would electrocute him.
Is that the extent of your abilities, Master?
Here's the thing. I get the feeling if we kill everything here, there'll be enough charge to effectively one-shot him, and that's
have
why
left
you
me
can
no
get a hit him.
choice but to kill you. It's there. Is that the extent of your abilities, Master?
kunai work until they don't. When he's sending out all his projectiles, the kunai will hit until the game decides no, he's actually blocking. I'm going to write something. Okay, so I've written I've written a thing here. It's very much a first draft. It's one of my first drafts, which means it needs some substantial editing. This could be trimmed down significantly. So you know, it's a bit rambly, or kind of lost the point a little bit along the way, but you know, I think I kind of brought it back round. I mean, I could spend a little bit more time on it, but you know, that wasn't really the whole point of the Shinobi playthrough. Working title: Why the boss of Stage 6-A of Shinobi was the drizzling shits, and is a succinct summary of everything wrong with the game. I can already tell you this is a working title because that is not true, because I just talk about the combat, we don't talk about the level design or anything like that, so yeah, that's, like I said, a working title. By Arebuckle. That's me. Okay, no, I actually need to... This is a script, I need to stand up. Careful, distraction dog. Where are you? They were saying, so why did you stand up for it? Was just, well, something about... There's something about reading the script where I feel the need... I feel like I should be stood up for it, you know? So it's, okay, get in position. Okay. Script voice. Script voice. Shinobi, released in 2002, is a reboot of the long-running Shinobi franchise. The player progresses through linear levels with constant action and platforming. A jump, a jump, a dash of ground and air. Why are you scratching yourself against that for, you idiot? A jump, a dash of ground and air, wall running, simplistic single button combat, paralyzing kunai, and a limited use AoE attack. All of this played out to the metaphorical beat of a red meter's drum. A draining resource to be replenished, lest the player's health become the new energy source. All this comes together to make a game that is focused on speed, with snappy combat and slick platforming. In theory. In reality, a mess. Shinobi 2002 is a game where, mechanically, nothing is how you want it. The jump is shallow and stiff, the dash short, the wall running serviceable until you dare to do anything other than run in a straight line, and the combat awkward and loose. And if we so dare take and combine any of these elements in the air, the game will throw its hands up alongside you, not knowing what to do with this newfound gravity-defying world. All of this lackluster action viewed through the lens of an unwieldy camera, sluggish in speed, and for some godforsaken reason, infused with momentum when you wish for the turning to cease. All of Shinobi 2002's myriad problems come together in the neat little box that is the boss fight of Stage 6-A. Here in this unassuming cuboid, every shortcoming is apparent, as the entirety of the encounter hinges on every gameplay element to function correctly, smoothly, and cohesively. But it can't, because the game's bones are rickety. Every action is stiff, jumping, sword swinging, dashing, wall running. Upon activation, they must play out to their fullest before the player may interact once again. This is perfectly apparent with wall running. Attacking from the wall is sluggish with high recovery, so post-swing you sit there like a jackass waiting for the sword to be sheathed, unable to cancel this animation by running, jumping, dashing, or even another attack. Wall-to-wall jumping highlights the unpleasant shallowness of the jump. A maneuver that should be snappy, maybe even cool, is instead sluggish and cumbersome. Fighting in the air is frequent and loathsome. The air attack has no travel, homing, nor any form of air suspension. So you will, inevitably, end up short on air attacks, or fly past enemies as you try to compensate. And if enemies require more than a single hit, which they will, you have to bounce back and forth between attack and dash whilst holding down the lock-on to maintain direction and to keep yourself in the air long enough to kill. This is made possible by another neat in theory aspect of Shinobi 2002, which is landing a strike refreshes your dash. Speaking of the lock-on, it is also not without its problems. Many a time the lock-on won't lock on to the nearest target, and instead a distant enemy. Sometimes the lock-on camera will give up trying to find your target and just stare at a wall instead. Sometimes the lock-on will target an enemy that is just above you and not on the same plane, which you might think could be fine except for the fact that your attack has a very limited hitbox. So even enemies that you may think, sure they'll give me this, they will not. And then you must very quickly decide to abandon the lock-on entirely or release and press again in the hopes that it will choose the correct target. And then of course we have the entire conceit of the moment-to-moment of the game, the soul suck. In regular gameplay, it's a forceful hand on the back to move you forward, and coupled with the damage boost on kill, it encourages you to be aggressive. In boss fights, it forces you to sit with your thumb up your arse, waiting for additional enemies to spawn, and in many instances waiting for multiple waves to show up because one will simply not be enough. Then once the boosts have been gained, it's a timed hunt for the boss. If it takes you too long to find the wandering dickhead, or if the AA has just deigned this to be the time to block, then boop, damage boost gone. Now sit around and wait for more enemies to spawn. Combine this time sensitive matter with the slow drifting camera, the aforementioned control woes, and being pelted by projectiles from off screen, you have a game kneecapping itself with irritation and frustration. These boss fights aren't truly a fight against a boss enemy. The boss is effectively a stage hazard. The boss could be a static cube in the center of the room, and it wouldn't make a bloody difference, because these fights are always avoid damage, kill lesser enemies, hit visual representation of progress. And in the case of the boss of stage 6-A, you have this entire list of definitive and potential flaws, all in one svelte package with a bow on top.
You choose not to listen to me. Very well. It is too slow. Surrender yourself. Kujiki. Its blade cuts deep. With your strength, you may yet defeat him.
Welcome, young leader of the Oboro.
Thank you.
So you are the one responsible for the deaths of the Oboro. Hirako.
Yatsurao was destroyed by the Oboro 72 years ago. But he shall be resurrected with the sacrifice of this girl. Kneel before the might of Yatsurao!
This is another boss fight. This is another boss fight. Oh, please don't be as bad. Okay, he asked me to attack. Thing in the center. I don't think it's going to be that bad. First impressions. He does that, that's... What do you do? You unhuff? What is this? Right. I don't understand how you're sucking me in. So is this going to be deceptively difficult then? Oh. Oh. If you come at the king, you best not miss. Because if you do, you're not going to get your air dash back. And I see that's how they intend the air combat to go, where you're supposed to be dashing between enemies. Because once you land a strike, you do get your dash back. The problem is, you know, the attack is so shallow and the lack of any kind of tracking or distance making it up makes that incredibly unreliable. See, look at that. Yeah, I was thinking at some point it's going to twat me away. Now the thing about your boss relying on the lock-on system, because I cannot reach otherwise, I need to lock on so I can dash. The great thing about it is that the lock-on doesn't always target the right thing. So I left one of these fellas alive by mistake or, you know, necessity. There's a chance I'm going to dash in completely the wrong direction. And that's fun. Having something completely out of my power, essentially. You can say it's just while attacking them and make sure everything's dead beforehand, it's within your power, and you know you're not wrong, you prick. But still. second as good as smacking. Yeah, this fight isn't that bad, obviously. 1. Oh, shit, he's gonna suck. What's he doing? Thank you, camera. Thank you, lock on. Thank you, game. Thank you for working as you do. Pearly. You know, it's just sometimes things just don't line up. You know? Sometimes it's just, yeah. Right, so basically the whole plan is you ignore everything until basically you build up 2 waves of them, and then you actually do something. So the thing about this fight, it isn't hard. It's just kind of tedious. Because you're sat there with your thumb up your arse waiting for the boss to decide to do a move, and then to decide to spawn something. Well, that's new. Oh, he found a new trick and he really likes it. You know how long I've been doing these sunbeams for? If he's going to complain, I'm just going to go back to him. Asshole. Why can't you be supportive of my creative input? Nope. Back up. But again, that other one did so much damage. So again, there's some weak point system in this, or some counter state, that I am just not understanding. Can I have another wave, please? Thank you. It's just not good. It's just shit. It's standing around doing nothing. Wait for enemies to spawn. Boss may kill the enemies, completely negating the whole process. And sometimes this bullshit happens and you just fall off the ledge and you die. And then you do it again. There's nothing fun about this. There's nothing exhilarating. There's nothing particularly tense. It's just, alright, I'm going to stand around a bunch. I'm going to stand around a bunch. Then I'm going to slash a bunch. I'm going to hope the lock-on doesn't screw me over. And also that the general attack doesn't screw me over. And then I'm going to go up. I'm going to do a dash. I'm going to do a slish. And then I'm going to do this all over again. Oh, wait, I got bopped from the outside camera and fell in the pit died. Oh. Time to do it again. It's kind of the problem too with this. The idea of do an attack on an air enemy, get your dash back, is all well and good. The problem is their enemies don't die in one hit. So it's slash and dash back into the same enemy, because I don't think you can get two of these off in time. Maybe you could, but I was so worried about range. Which, surprise, in this game with the dash and the sword strike, I'll be worried about range. Thank you, Collision. Oh shit, the collision helped him out. Quick! Bah! Not good enough for me just to get randomly bopped and fall and no backhand me into the emerald shit. No, he's nearly dead in one. It's because he bent over. Was he moving forward? And then I struck as he was moving forward, so therefore momentum did more damage. Of course. And also, of course, we can't get two hits in, because why would we be allowed to do that? So this is a wee... Oh my god, did you say there's a second phase?
Kagari.
Oh, I was confused there. I didn't know what was supposed to be. Oh!
I must thank you, young leader of the Aboro.
Hiroko.
I have finally unlocked the power of Yatsurou's spirit. I feel its power flooding through my veins. It appears that Akujiki has grown strong from eating the souls of the Aboro. However, it is not enough.
I'm sure we have at least 1 or 2 stages left.
Hiroko!
It'll get strong. That looked weird.
What's the matter? Can you not raise your sword against him?
I didn't really get the opportunity. This guy got knocked away.
Kitsune.
You cannot kill your own brother,
Well,
even with
they
that
did.
tainted blade.
So obviously they can.
If you want to finish this, come to Kane's shrine.
Get out of here. It's too dangerous.
Surely you should take.
What about you?
I must go to face my fate.
Also, teleport over here now so I can run away. That's the thing with this game too. Anytime a fight scene breaks out, anytime an action occurs, never feels like it joins up with the previous cut. Everything's kind of disjointed. The fights are kind of stiff, slow.